Now, serving the Ozarks. Sponsored by NAV Restoration and Roofing and First Watch.
We are wrapping up Black History Month this week, and tonight I Bailey Stroll, want to introduce you to the local Sigma Nu Lambda chapter of the historic Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. And I want to highlight the work members are doing to connect with kids and give back to the Springfield community. You'll soon hear why it's not your typical fraternity. It's not like the movies, but rather a lifelong brotherhood built on mentorship and challenging each other to strive for more. Here's Vice President Jimmy Sims.
On TV, we don't party and drink. That's not what we're about. We're in the community because we want to be a part of something bigger than what we are.
So our interview started off with the Vice President breaking down the misconceptions of what it means to be a part of the Brotherhood. The organization has a rich history. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity was first chartered more than 100 years ago. It was founded at Cornell University in upstate New York in 1906 and was the first collegiate Black Greek letter organization. The Sigma Nu Lambda chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha was founded in Springfield in 2019 to network and ensure the young kids have someone to look up to and are also able to follow in the footsteps, in their footsteps to success. And for its members, we said earlier, it's not just a group of brothers that you have in your 4 years that you're taking classes and you're going to university and you're in college. It is a lifelong commitment.
Going to challenge you to be the best version of yourself that you could absolutely be.
We're in the community because we want to be a part of something bigger than what we are. Our organization is built on something that will stand the test of time. When we're gone, we want people to be able to look back and say, okay, I remember those guys because they did X, Y, and Z, and it was important for us to showcase that.
It is a lifelong commitment to be a member. But you always know that, the work that you are doing is not going unnoticed. It's always being appreciated.
So you just heard from the president of the Sigma Nu Lambda chapter here in Springfield, Dr. Marlon Barber, who has been a member for 22 years. So it really is lifelong. Each year, Alpha Phi Alpha's Sigma Nu Lambda chapter partners with other organizations in our community to do things to help our next generation. Big Brothers Big Sisters is one of those organizations. The members mentor, fundraise, and help that organization out. Then in December, this past December, they partnered with Springfield Public Schools to provide a Christmas toy drive for kids. And then the video you're seeing now is the most recent event. The Alpha Phi Alpha's local chapter held a mentoring event ahead of Martin Luther King Jr. Day called Groomed for Success. Here's Jimmy again to explain.
So this is another mentoring initiative, and the goal is for young men to see something different from what they normally see. In an environment where it's easy to get on a social media platform and see something that's not realistic, we wanted them to see something that was realistic. And so we partnered with local barbers here in the Springfield area, Anthony Woodrow, Roderick Pickett, and then Ben Whiteside were some of the barbers, just to name a few, that volunteered and donated their time after hours to come offer free haircuts to those that wouldn't otherwise be able to get them traditionally. And then we received ties from Men's Soup Mart on Glenstone, and so we taught them different knots. We believe that it's important to be present and have a very professional look, and so we wanted them to know what it meant to tie a tie.
And one thing we spoke a lot about with Jimmy and Dr. Barber was the other members that also make up the organization, both across the country and across the world. Alpha Phi Alpha alumni include Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Thurgood Marshall, Jesse Owens, and many more. Dr. Barber puts it into perspective.
But it's a very humbling experience when you find that you are part of the same organization as individuals such as Thurgood Marshall or Jesse Owens, Martin Luther King Jr., Andrew Young, mayors of cities, The current governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, is an Alpha Phi Alpha member. Hill Harper is a member. Senator Raphael Warnock in Georgia is a member. And so when you are a part of that, again, it's very humbling, but it's also very ambitious in the sense that, you can't rest on your laurels, because you know that other individuals are working just as hard, if not harder, to not just uplift their own personal profiles, but they're doing things for the benefit of the community in which they serve. And that's kind of the beauty of the organization. You can go anywhere. The current president of the country of Liberia happens to be an Alpha Phi Alpha brother. So, we can go around the world, whether it's Panama, whether it's Africa, whether it's Europe. There are chapters in Germany. And so we can find members regardless of where we are in the world, and the narrative is going to be the same. We are going to support one another. If you need assistance, we are there. If you have an initiative and you would like some feedback or some support for that initiative, we are going to be there.
So this is also the first year that this local chapter, the Sigma Nu Lambda chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, is able to actually operate as a non-for-profit organization, which opens them up to do a lot more for our community. They do have that 501c3 designation now. So expect to see a lot more partnerships and events geared toward serving the Ozarks to come. They do have some upcoming events with the Kentucky Derby that you can check out. And if you want to know more, you can take a look at their website. Here it is now, Sigma Nu Lambda Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Inc., if you're searching it on Facebook. And they are very active on here. So if you want to see what's going on, the upcoming events, and learn more about this, just head over to their Facebook page, and I'm sure they would love the attention that they get. And if you would like to, maybe you have an organization that you think we should highlight, send me an email at servingtheozarks@ozarksfirst.com, and we will try to get them on the schedule. We're always looking for nonprofit or volunteer organizations, community organizations that are doing good things in our community, just like Alpha Phi Alpha here in Springfield. So if you know of somebody, send me an email. Don't be afraid to let me know about them, and I'll give them a call and see if we can bring them a free lunch. That's what we do every Tuesday, and then we air these stories on Thursdays. We bring a free lunch to the volunteers doing good work in our community. It's thanks to our partners, and I have some past stories too on our website. We've been doing this for several months now, so we have lots of other organizations that we have highlighted in past weeks. You can find that under the Living Ozarks tab on our website, ozarksfirst.com. There it is, Serving the Ozarks, and you can find all of our past stories there. So I think that does it for me, Bailey Stroll, here on the Ozarks First Digital Desk. This was another week of Serving the Ozarks. We'll be back next week highlighting another deserving organization. Have a great day.